Hey everyone, I'm Rather Coherent, back with more Crusader Kings 3, the Royal Court, and things are going great. We finally formed the Empire of Miklagard, which is a little bit confusing as we originally named ourselves after Constantinople. I wanted to go conquer that to settle some disputes, and we're close enough purple that it'll cause a great deal of confusion on the map. My question now is what I want to do next. I don't have too much time left in my life. I'm infirm, I'm 60, what's my heart say? It says I'm poor, I'm not quite dying yet, but I'm not doing great. So the things that I can do right now is I can declare wars down here for this area, for Visby. I can declare wars up here, over here, all over the shop in England and Ireland. I can down my way through the Mediterranean so I can start raiding down there. And I think that might be the best long-term thing to do. If I could find a way to spend my prestige, I would like to, and even though we're missing 10,000 soldiers, I'm still declaring war as soon as we start unpausing time. Because 17,000 is just enough. I don't know if there's any way to access like worldwide military charts in this, but I'm very confident that I'm number one. Apparently I don't have a marshal right now, that's no good. We can probably have a much bigger total levy then. My brother-in-law and vassal, and evidently a powerful vassal too, would like to be my marshal, and he's the best I've got, so easy choice there. I don't care about losing land when my vassals die, that's not something I'm in control of. I don't care about county control. I don't care about powerful vassals because everyone on the council is already a powerful vassal. I'll look at those 33 wars in a bit. I can't usurp Sweden right now because they're still at war, unfortunately. Although I'm not quite sure what they're at war for. They must have started the war themselves. I don't need alliances. I don't care what I'm inheriting. I'm not imprisoning anybody. I've already voted for the same guy in all of these I leave, which is Jarl Jean Theodon Anderson. And he's still not getting Scotland because Scotland's a problem, but that actually doesn't matter at all because I don't need to keep all the king titles in the family. As long as I keep the emperor title in my heir, we're good. And that's how we determine who my heir is, so we can't possibly mess it up. I have few champions in 33 wars. Let's go check those out. Oh yeah, I've only got 36 out of 37 champions. Woe is me. We've failed Thor. For the time being, I'll make this guy who's 11 a champion because it's better than nothing. And we finished all of our war camp, so this is not going to be getting any sillier. This is the max, which is probably for the best. I think the best thing that we can do right now is to conquer Mallorca and Sardinia, or Corsica, it doesn't really matter which. Just so that we have ports in the inner Mediterranean to unlock raiding Northern Africa, Eastern Iberia, and Southern Europe. And of course, Italy and Sicily. And I don't think we're in diplomatic range. Oh my god, we are in diplomatic range of Venice. I'm a little bit worried about declaring a war from like this far away. We're going to have to sail all the way around Iberia first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to declare a single war against Mallorca for, well, Mallorca. Then I'm going to double dial Corsica and Sardinia, conquer both, and then I'm going to dial Venice and conquer it to get Mediterranean holdings well and truly underway. Sorry, record scratch, stop. I have 4,000 piety and I'm going to die soon. Let's reform the religion, which means I need to conquer North Riding because this is our holy site, isn't it? The holy site of Jorvik is in North Riding, yes. So yes, we need to stop that. We just need to go conquer North Riding from Jorvik right now. That's our main primary goal above all else. I want to conquer the Duchy of Jorvik. Now let's see who else we can conquer along the way, because there are several other people on the way. I think these guys are all single county counts, so I'll just... Oh, you have 2 counties? Well, lucky you. And they're in different duchies. He's a mastermind. But I can push this guy's claims and he'll take both of them. I'll do it. This guy actually has 1 county, so that's easy. And lastly, he only has 1 county, so that's easy. We're at war with everyone to our south, like you do. We're gonna move the rally point here, and we're gonna raise everyone here so we can split them how we want them split. I'm not calling anyone to war, I simply don't need the help. All right, one of my wives is pregnant. And what's going on with this? My wife is upset about somebody? Sure, I agree. There's just so much happening in the game that I can't be bothered to actually read why my wife is mad. Somebody said I was the best, my royal court's more grand as a consequence, now let's sort out supplies and all of that. Okay, so I just split off the Jorms Vikings. I have no reason to use those right now. You guys can go home. Now this army of 15,000 is going to need to be split in half at least twice. 3,000's enough, they're probably still taking attrition, but any less than that, and I'm worried about them just not doing their job. So when I split my armies like this, it gets very hard to select the last guy sometimes. Are you enemy armies? You're neutral armies. Are you an enemy army? You're an enemy army, you gotta die. All right, and those guys are all like 3,000 each. They can defend themselves against these smaller dudes. We have a new person in the family. They're pretty good. Don't really care though. Task aborted, whatever, don't care. I assigned a new council member. He was my marshal. I should tell him to do his job. What's our current stats on this? I need to manage royal guards and get this up to plus 36%. It's currently at 0%. And then I need to go back and train commanders because it's at 0% too. I just need to be alternating between those for maximum knight effectiveness. Anyway, this stack is already dead. And for the person leading this army, actually, I was gonna say I would like it to be my heir, but I can't seem to find them. I'll do it myself, it's fine. Old and infirm, but I'm still one of the best generals there is. Stack wiped instantly. Good job, boys. You took 10 casualties. Where's this fight happening? Down here? I don't know that you're actually gonna need to reinforce that, but go for it. Yeah, they won, it's fine. We got a bastard. What is up with the bastards in this family? Are you a man or a woman? Of course she's a woman. She has 2 top-tier traits. Anyway, it's mine. Everyone gets to know. They can all be mad about it. I'm gonna lose a lot of levels of devotion from this. Don't pick this lifestyle. If you pick this lifestyle, you just have so many random bastard kids. I shouldn't have exposed her, because she's not able to inherit anyway. What's even the point? It was funny. Oh, right, yes. You can only actually siege tribes and baronies. You get no benefit from sieging, or not even you get no benefit, you literally can't siege if it's a bishopric or a city. So we need to go down here to a barony. You need to go over here to a barony. And you need to come down here to a barony looking for their real army. Is there a way to do this without you just like killing yourself through attrition the whole way there? You're only taking 1 hit, it's fine. The answer's basically no anyway. So you want all of my land, King Lee. Could you explain why you deserve my lands? Oh, you're the King of Sweden. I thought you were my Ali. Right, yeah, I don't have a King Ali under me. You're Sweden. You challenged an old infirm man to a battle to the death. Don't I have, like, a person specifically to do this that's not me? It looks a lot like he's gonna kill me, meaning... Yeah, I've got a personal champion, but it looks like she's not actually doing this. Normally I would just decline this, but I want to check and see if my personal champion doesn't fight for me in trials by combat, because that's just like their whole point. In my eyes, this should be like Game of Thrones, right? I'm going to declare my champion, and if he dies, then they'll execute me. Because I don't feel like spending the prestige, and I'm fine with killing this guy to end our truce. Because he's only got 20 for his combat skill. And coming over to my guy I have my personal champion set to. Now, my personal champion's only at 22. No, I was going to say yes and see if my champion could beat them, because I'm pretty sure they could. But he actually has 20 to my champion's 22. So I don't want to do that. Instead, I'll just spend 150 prestige to tell him to fuck off. I tried to kick decline, and also, apparently I'm fighting him despite my personal champion existing, which is deeply confusing because I thought that was the purpose of a personal champion. Anyway, I'm gonna take the riskiest path every time because he's a better fighter than me. So medium and medium. High and medium. Like if I die, it's honestly not a big deal. I don't need to be this person any longer. Medium and low. I'm not even reading this, I'm just like, it's so many levels of the same text for fight trial by combat. You do the same event so many times. And maybe if I read this, I could get some, yeah, I can get some idea about the fight's going. My opponent's reeling from me, victory is so close that I can practically taste it. Anyway, as always, we're going for the highest chance of success despite risk of injury. And I beat him, despite the fact that he had far more personal combat than me. Alright, he was 22 before I did this, and I was 10 before Maybe I clicked on the wrong guy. I swear to God, I'll check in editing and leave a message on the screen here that this guy had like 22 combat right before I fought him. Anyway, I have successfully beaten him. Despite the fact that I didn't want to duel him anyway because I was very confident that he was better than me. Sometimes it happens. You get old and infirm and you accidentally say yes to a duel to the death and you're too embarrassed to take it back. Justice is served. Alright, this is a 4,000 enemy stack. They are just going to get crushed. It's not going to be close. Oh, go reinforce them. Apparently they're being seriously it looks like they might not need the help, but just in case. They didn't need the help at all. Kind of amazing. Yeah, this is gonna be brutally one-sided. Every time. Like, there's a fight, and the first tick looks reasonable, and then they stack wipe on the second or third tick. It's insane. Good job, everyone. I'm very proud of all of you. Are you competent? Not really. A random courtier. So I have a random courtier. I've got a hook on them because they're my family. They're not that random. And she's offering me a hook on Jarl Arnie. Who's his secret lover? I want to know. He is lovers with his spy master. Not the worst plan, but not the best one either. They're back again. I assume they're losing again. Yep, every time. I've got a new son. I'm having lots of kids later in life. It does make sense I took perks specifically for this. I'm gonna have this guy travel down to here. There's another barony over here that this guy can go to when he wraps it up. Move down. I've got one of these at 100%. There's so many wars happening. There's some fights happening. They don't really seem like they matter too much. I should finish this siege before he finishes unsieging, and that'll win that war. I can vassalize somebody, sure. I can create a duchy, sure. Actually, I'm pretty low on money. I'm gonna hold off on that for once. I'll do a quick ransom all, though, to see if I can get some more money going. A scheme at courts. Someone's planning to kill my concubine. Oh no. Someone's here. I captured somebody. I've got one worse war in multiple wars now. Stuff's just happening. I'll ransom this guy for 25 gold. I know I can make Northumbria. I just don't care right now. I need to start creating a vassal to be the King of England. I just don't know who it should be. All right, so looking at this, I own the stuff down here, but I've already got vassals up in this area. You're not part of my dynasty. Not part of my dynasty. I mean, none of them are going to be part of my dynasty. If I want my dynasty to have this, I have to give it to them personally. Which war is left? Wait, who am I fighting? What are they fighting for? Oh, it's this one. I just missed this one. That's very funny. So I've had a one-legged, scarred adulterer dude in jail somewhere. Life's not looking up for you. Do you want out of jail? Sorry, I'm not actually enough of a family member to get you out of jail. I guess get fucked. Well, that's rough. Shouldn't have went to Munster. Don't know what you were thinking. All right, Kettle and Undersun is half decent. You can have all this new shit. You can have Durham, East Riding, and North Riding. I'm not going to personally keep these holy sites that aren't tribal. I'm going to go ahead and create Northumbria and give that to the family member I just gave all the other stuff to. And now that I'm done with all that, let's quickly wipe out this one guy. Or I just forgot he was here. I'm going to take attrition ticks to end this faster. Fabricate hook, foul words. I get a strong hook on the guy who keeps winning the throne for Scotland. Yeah, I'll take that. Are you coming to try to stop us? What was that about? You madman. Enforce demands, win the war. Come over to this guy, grant him the land that I've just taken, because you're the man in charge of England from now on. Someday you'll be king. A kid needs a guardian, and everyone except me is not going to do it right, so I'll do it myself. We're much more of a blight on England these days than we used to be. However, the big thing, the whole reason we went to war with England is to click this button, because now I'm pretty sure I can actually do this. I'm not pious enough, really. Wow. All that adultery really is being a problem, isn't it? No one can ransom themselves, but everyone can be killed for 50 piety. It does stress me out a bit because I'm trusting. Oh wait, it only stresses me out if I kill good people. Bad people are fine though. Well, it looks like to get the rest of all this piety, I'm gonna have no choice but to go raiding so I can execute some people. I need 5,400 to reform this faith. That sounds like another 20 prisoners. We're gonna need to go raiding to do it, so let's just start raiding now. We're gonna toggle everyone over to raiding. France is recently burnt. England is recently burnt. Why are we teleporting somewhere else then? It'll take us 2 months to get here. That's like the time to be re-raised anyway. So it's fine. Oh, this has all been recently burnt. Well, we're going to Asturias then. I'll just say yes to everything. Please stop. It's become such a frequent occurrence that I barely pay any attention to the list of grievances. Yeah, you're damn right about that. I just say yes these days. Define our points of diplomacy. I don't want her to be trusting. Trusting is terrible. I'll gain stress to make her patient. I know I'm never playing as her, so it kind of doesn't matter as much, but I still don't want her to have bad traits. All right, everyone's fanning out like you do, and we're gonna just march across Spain. We're gonna take some attrition along the way, no real way to avoid it. We're really here for prisoners and piety more than anything else, so we can probably check some events and see if we can get that elsewhere. Not really. I can invite champions, which, because I have so much excess prestige, sounds like a thing that's worth doing. Just because, like, I need so many of them. I'm currently, like, someone who has 10 be a champion, and they certainly don't deserve the spot. Eagle finally died. I don't think he ever saved anyone, despite how incredibly good at the job he was. Let's get a new court physician, because I need to be alive. I might have only been alive because of him. How's my health doing now? It's still just poor. Oh, he hasn't gone away yet. That would be why. That's very important. My best court physicians are poor. Oh, that's not good. Let's go over to decisions and search for a physician. Because those guys will kill me faster than they will help. Yeah, we're taking casualties just for moving into their land like this. I'm gonna hop back into the water instead. You can hop back in the water, you can hop back in the water. Alright, court physicians have shown up. We have a 22. Wow, Ingvar. Welcome aboard. Please keep me alive. These guys can get back in the water too. And in fact, you can all just sweep around. This is still a bit burnt, but as we get further down, it's better. All of you come down to here, except for you're like the first person to be done. You can stop all up here and make your way down separately. And our first champion just arrived. I clicked off of him instantly by accident. He's not that good, but I mean, 21 would have been insane at the start of the game. Another kid needs a guardian. I'm not sure why I'm not an option. I guess I have too many guardians already. Or too many wards, rather. So there is a reason I shouldn't just raise everyone myself, I guess. You're not particularly important to me. You have great stewardship, though. So we do want to do somebody with a good stewardship trait. Yeah, we don't have those in our kingdom. Just like full stop. You have a couple of great spy masters. I'll send you to a good spy master with good stewardship, I guess. That's the best I've got. So, my kinswoman has called me a loathsome cur despite the fact that I'm an emperor. And oddly enough, my only reaction was like, oh, thank God, I'm not the only person losing my mind. Which is kind of hilarious. Alright, let's start sorting this out, seeing who goes where. I'm gonna send this one there, you here. Schemer's been discovered. Bragi, could you stop whatever you're doing to my kids? Please? The foppish feet. Wasn't expecting that specific adjective for some reason. I guess I'm gonna try to cover up Yarny's lover. Mostly because I don't want to throw him in jail, and I'm going to get rid of my stress anyway, very shortly. Hey, Fire and Blood! So, I only recently found out that in September there was a new event pack that I don't have, and I've been wondering if Fire and Blood came with the event pack. It does not. This is apparently a, like, iconic thing that Vikings get that I just haven't seen so far in the campaign. When we finally raid this settlement, they have vast tracts of land, lots of subjects, lots of treasure. What do we want? One thing that we can do is we can steal slaves to improve development in our capital. We don't want that because we're not actually getting prisoners. One gives us 30 loot and 75 prestige, which is obviously good, and the other one is bad. Now looking at this, I can send a couple of these guys forward already. This guy should be able to move down as well. And you as well. Telling them to move before they finish raiding to min-max is so weird. I hate it. This is a really efficient place to raid, though. Like, the rivers and coastline lets me just walk all over the place without actually getting in trouble. Suffering from attrition is what I mean when I say getting in trouble, which is bizarrely vague and unhelpful. That's not how you describe things. Right, I'm going to cross the river ahead of time, because this guy's going to want to go through the same tile and attrition them both if I don't do that. I can make someone in my family into a shield maiden. I may as well. I'm not declaring wars. Somebody can marry. Are you good? You're alright. You can get Herculean into the family, go for it every time. Another person needs a guardian. What are you good at? Oh my God, he's amazing. You're the pinned kid, aren't you? Yeah, he is. He's my son, too. I would really like him to be our next ruler, to be honest. He's fecund and genius. That's just great. Comely's also good. The person with the best stewardship and the best education trait alongside it would be 10 stewardship with a 4 in espionage, I guess. The kid is going to be ruling. I actually want him to have a good military trait, which we're out of too. What happened to all of our brilliant strategists? Are they all just dead? Oh no. Okay, look, we're going to find character. Brilliant strategist. This guy is a brilliant strategist with 30 martial. So if I want to invite you to court, because you're on the council, you'll basically never do it. However, I'm just gonna go ahead and trust you. Here is my favored son. Keep him safe. No one else is fit to teach him. Because obviously you're the best. Like, it's not even close. I've got 8 prisoners I can ransom. But it really depends on how much they're getting ransomed for, because I don't care about 10 gold. So far, it's looking bad for the prisoners. No one's being worth enough money to not get sacrificed so far. Oh no, that was only 25 piety. Am I getting less each time? No, that person was just less valuable, I guess. 30 gold is much more reasonable. I will actually accept that one. 10 gold though, that's just not happening. Okay, that's pretty much everyone executed. We still need another 450 piety, but we're making some progress. We're halfway there compared to where we were at a second ago. And we're gonna continue on raiding as we have been. Became a shield maiden, accepted some stuff. Like, every time I unpause the game after a long pause, it just goes on forever. We're slowly making our way back over to this place with 108 gold again. Oh, it's a nightmare for these poor people. I've unlocked a new intrigue perk. I'm not sure that I have any real reason to pick anything. Like, I guess I'll just take hostile scheme chance, because that's most schemes, right? Start some movement ahead of time, because that's just what you do when you're optimizing raiding. It's crazy. Doesn't make any sense. I've got a genius daughter in need of somebody to teach her. She is great at espionage, which is the one thing we know how to teach here, so we can not worry about exporting that one. And now let's go through our prisoners and take a look at what they're worth. 10 gold is an execution. 10 gold is an execution. 25 gold gets to live. At this point, though, I'm starting to think that this is just a thing I should have been doing all game for various reasons, and we can reform the faith. We've murdered enough people of other faiths to do it. I want to check something else, though. Coming over to faiths. How's yours doing? Fervor down to 94%. Recent changes. Huh. I could have sworn that doing this was decreasing their fervor. Oh no, it just makes them hate me. It doesn't decrease their fervor, it just makes them hate me. Okay, fair enough. I got 29 confirmed kills at this point, that's not half bad. But how do I check my dread? It's only 15 after all that murdering. Actually, if my baseline's 15 and some of those were giving me dread, I'm very confused. Do I need to unpause time? I'm now known for my dedication to my faith. No, because it's gone down now. Oh, I see, my baseline is 0. Okay, I completely read that wrong. There we go, that's the issue. We're gonna start slowly moving everybody towards the coastline over here to wrap this up. But before I do any of that, the most important thing, we can now reform this faith. And that's gonna be a big thing for us. I want the color of my new faith to match the color of my empire. Okay, so I spent a while looking at this. This is the faith that I would want to form. We're gonna keep Warmonger, because that gives us Holy Wars and all these great cast spell lines I've been using. We're gonna keep Lots, because that's a way to make all the nobility like me every couple of years, and it also lets me sacrifice people without costing piety, instead it's earning me piety. Or piety, rather. Unrelenting faith is the thing that I want. Screw anything about ancestor worship. Give every single champion I've got +4 prowess, and they give me +2 advantage just for not being the same religion as whoever I'm fighting. Because I won't be, because everyone in my religion is in my empire. The much bigger increase to cost isn't any of this stuff, it's all the stuff I'm changing down here. I want equal genders, because that means I can stop having to worry about what gender my kids are. I want to be fundamentalist, that means that I convert counties faster, and more importantly, I can revoke titles from anybody who sways from the path and joins another religion. I need to switch over to clerical tradition lay clergy, which lets the rulers hold temples, and that's because I want a temporal head of faith, which is to say, I want my heir for all of time to be the head of our faith. If you're me or my heirs, you're the Pope of the Norse religion, that's what I want, that's mandatory, because that means that we get to declare the Holy Wars. I want to switch over from concubines to polygamous. It's just slightly better. It means that people are more willing to give me better marriage partners because it's a marriage and not a concubine, and it means that my concubine children aren't getting small penalties. Divorce and bastardy is all the same. Unrestricted marriage for eugenics programs down the line is important, but honestly not super important because I don't expect the last one to do it. I'm changing adultery to be accepted for both genders because oftentimes I want to legitimize a bastard, and everyone gets mad at me when they find out that I had bastards, and I hate that. And all this other stuff can stay the same, none of it's super important. But that is 8,400 piety, meaning we need another 3,000 piety every time. And that means I need to keep on raiding. Even with only the temporal head of faith and equal genders and the stuff at the top switching over to unrelenting, I still need another 1,400 piety, so I just have to keep raiding. There's no option to stop now. So all that shit I was saying earlier about going to the coast and leaving is no longer true. We have other plans. One of these people apparently lost a huge number of soldiers to attrition because they were in a terrible territory, and they need to go ahead and head back home to drop off their money because they're above the cap now, which is unfortunate for them. Same story looks pretty close to happening elsewhere. Yeah, everyone's relatively close to the cap except for this stack, it turns out. New daughter, she's great, like all of the daughters are. This is how this family tree works. I'm just gonna keep telling my wife whatever makes her happy. Apparently it was to fire my court artificer. I've got an average antiquarian available. He's also my court physician. Feel happy to appoint him. I need a new court tutor. I have an excellent one available. Wonderful. My master of horse and hunt has appeared to die, but I have a great choice available. And all of this stuff is just like worth the benefits because I don't care about anything else. I don't need construction time at all. Don't worry about that one, but the high almoner would be nice. We don't have a seneschal right now. That's embarrassing. We should always have one of those. We need a court jester. I hope they don't hate me for making it the court jester too much. And a court poet, which we only have one available. I guess you probably have to have the poet trait, huh? We have a couple of available court artificers to appoint. Somebody wants to do trial by combat. The King of Sweden again, the new one this time. But this time I have figured out which button is the decline button. Go away. I've got a court event, a couple actually. A royal lapse doesn't sound like a good thing. So I have to gain 60 stress or lose grandeur. I'm gonna go ahead and gain the stress, I'll be fine. Now, how bad is that? It's pretty rough, but we can murder some people about it. I haven't checked this page in a while. Gain 100 piety, lose 34 stress, it's amazing. Murder solves so many problems. And as I don't really need money, but I do desperately need this. I'm just gonna go ahead and stop even checking what they're worth. Just make sure it doesn't say anything about tyranny. You know what? You keep showing up, and I'm sure I'm gonna kill you by accident eventually. Just join my court, renounce your claims, and you have to be my executioner. Because I need an executioner eventually. Oh, the whole reason I left, it was to get rid of stress. We're good, we can go into the next events. And they're really upset that I gave the wrong person a position, to which I say, dude, shut up, there aren't any positions left. They weren't qualified, go away. Oh, hey, it's a raid or trade event. I wonder why I'm finally getting these, but I never got them before. I love this. There are two options where like maybe you could trade with them and it would be a bit easier. And you'd be like, yeah, we could pillage it anyway. Who would waste their time trading? But I absolutely love what kind of lily-livered feudal coward makes money without raiding. You pillage the town and refuse to think about trading instead of raiding for the rest of your life. That one, please. I got a fire and blood again, I just want the plunder. I become a melancholic, that's no good. I'm sure it was truly heartfelt. Give me the piety. I desperately need it. Let's go over to prisoners. And once again, execute what we've got. Yeah, it's good enough. I can create the Kingdom of Sweden. I may as well. I can usurp a Jarldom. I may as well. I can hold a Grand Blot. I would love to. I can hold court. I guess I have to. None of these options get piety, so I guess I should read them. This one gives court grandeur, so I like that a lot. I'll be dead soon. I want the grandeur, regardless of what it costs me in terms of... My wife, who I have gone out of my way to make happy at every turn, is going to assassinate me. I can scream no, lose 350 prestige and gain 40 stress because I'm trusting. There's a 72% chance I get saved by my bodyguard, gaining prestige and a weak hook on me. They gained that, not me, obviously. There's a 12% chance that she just messes it up herself and gets stopped or killed. A 12% chance for me to get wounded and a 3% chance to actually die. Or I can just call for help immediately instead, which has a little bit more dignity but a much lower chance of actually stopping the problem. But for some reason, it doesn't make me not get stressed. I've got the prestige for this. It's just... This is the last time I ever can do anything for you, wife. Probably literally, because you're probably dead. Opportunity Knocks. Opportunity Knocks is such a weird name for this event. Anyway, the bodyguard, that shield maiden that I was so proud of ages back, just slaps the dagger out of her hands. And the court session is canceled. We lose 10 grandeur. Jesus Christ. It's not actually canceled though, we're continuing on. That was a weird little detail to just be completely incorrect about. Well, Cureborn is not Irish, so I'm gonna pick him because I'm not Irish. I am no longer married. Yeah, that checks out. I no longer need this concubine. She is too old. Well, that's just the way of it. You know what? I'll live the rest of my life alone. I think I've been turned off of marriage here. I'm gonna switch to intimidation focus so that people stop this shit. Just go up to 30 natural dread. Everyone leave me alone. My knights are up to 36% effectiveness here, so I need to go over to train commanders for the effectiveness on that one as well. But I need to do a quick check to see if I have anyone I should be recruiting that I just didn't notice about. Yeah, I've got this guy. Welcome aboard. I'll pay whatever you ask. Money is no object. You're 15? Sure. Welcome aboard. 14? Sure. Welcome aboard. I can probably turn off under 12 again at this point. Yeah, good. I really wanted to get enough piety to reform my religion in this episode. It seemed like a good stopping point. But now that I know I need like 2,500 more to reform my religion properly, am I dying? I'm poor, I'm infirm and melancholic, but my physician is mostly countering that and strong blood is helping. I don't feel like I'm on death's door just yet. You know what I should have done on that lifestyle? I should have checked to see if any of these give me plus health, because I bet one of them does. Yeah, I could have gotten a small boost to health from going medicine focus. Oh, I see the issue. The reason I can't vote for Brittany is when I got my highest title to Empire, it made it so that I'm only doing special succession laws for my highest title, so I no longer care about the king titles under it. If I had made my king title a Brittany, I could have done this and then done it again after forming an empire to get it on both of them, but again, it doesn't really matter. So I think I want to keep Norway and just give away my other 3 titles now. So let me take a look. You're my biggest vassal in Scotland, so congratulations on your new status as King of Scotland. Obviously, the Duke of Brittany is going to get the Kingdom of Brittany. Ostergotland over here looks massive, so you're going to be Sweden, of course. You will not get Upland, that's mine. Apparently I have Skane. I'm not sure when I got Skane. I don't want Skane. You can have Skane. So now I have the vassals of Scotland, Brittany, and Sweden. And there's probably a lot of vassal handing out I can do. Yeah. Just put the vassals where they belong across the board. And now we need to reform our council real quick. This is a good enough thing to end on, is properly reorganizing everything. I have no spouse. A spouse would be nice for other purposes, wouldn't it? Oh well. Now, looking at this, Jarl Arne, are you actually a powerful vassal? No, you're barely a duke. King Ogmunder is a king with 24 espionage? Yes, you. Immediately. Now, the current king here is going to be at his best as a marshal. The problem here is that you're the weakest king I've got, and this other guy's way better, but he's also 67 and going to die soon, so I'm not going to look at that too hard. I'm going to pretend the King of Sweden doesn't exist right now. He's certainly not going to get to be my steward. Ingvar's going to be my new priest because he's way better than the old priest. And this old king can go ahead and replace Kari as my chancellor just because he's a powerful vassal. Okay, this is silly, but it's actually not a terrible idea. So this 26-year-old girl has 22 diplomacy and gray eminence. So I'm actually going to marry this girl and have her make everyone like me for the rest of my life. It'll cost me some prestige. That doesn't matter at all. I can easily pay the bill. And I've got one guy who wants, I'm sorry, who the fuck are you? You're a part of my kingdom? What kingdom are you supposed to be in? You're supposed to be in Sweden. Shut up and go to Sweden. We're gonna go over to the King of Sweden and grant him a vassal of this guy who clearly should not be my vassal. Like, that should clearly be him. Oh, they're at war right now. Well, that's awkward that I just made the guy you're at war with the King of Sweden, huh? Alright, so I'll have to sort that out in a hot second. Oh. I don't know if I would say that she was murdered. Was beaten to death. Excuse me, who's this? Oh, my bodyguard. Yeah, this is just from that event still. That's why we're not married anymore. Okay, I just had an unpause time. Cool. Alright, so I got that marriage through. I think that's the only thing I was waiting for. Now that marriage has gone through, I want to go over to council and set you to court politics, giving me much higher diplomacy, and now everyone should just like me a little bit more. General opinion at plus 11. Good. So unfortunately, we haven't quite done what I wanted to do. We didn't manage to reform my religions yet, but I've set things in motion to try to stay alive with a new, better court position and make sure that no one else tries to assassinate me. Next time we're going to start raiding immediately. We need to farm up another 2, maybe 3,000 prestige with sacrifices. And hopefully, with any luck, we'll live long enough to reform this religion before we drop dead. Because otherwise it's going to be a big old grind to get back to where we are right now.